Hey everyone, and welcome back to another leadership how-to video designed to help you lead with confidence and deliver results. Today we're digging into how to speak like a leader. Well, what does that actually mean? Speak like a leader. I mean, that can be defined many ways. So for today's video, what we're saying is to speak like a leader means how to communicate clearly, confidently, and with purpose. Whether you're leading a team meeting, giving feedback, or presenting to a room full of people you don't know, these 10 tips will help you increase your influence and drive results through your words. As a reminder, as we jump into this episode, that I do post daily leadership tips, quotes, book recommendations, etc. on YouTube in the post tab on my page. So check it out. So let's get into it. Tip one is know your audience. Great communicators don't just speak to be heard, they actually speak to be understood. Whether you're talking to your team, your boss, a client, or addressing a group of volunteers, adjust your message so it resonates with them. How? Well, influence starts with empathy. Understand their priorities before you open up your mouth and share yours. So many times I've started a conversation that I approached as an inform when the other person thought it was a discussion. Has that ever happened to you? So after me talking for like literally 5 minutes, the blank look on their face tells me they don't understand, and they actually think it's a different type of meeting. They thought it was a discussion or strategizing session. So before you jump in, clarify with your audience what they're looking for in the conversation in terms of desired outcome. Tip two is start with clarity. Leaders don't bury the lead, begin with the point and then support it. So, for example, here's what I want you to walk away with today. When you speak with clarity, people feel confident in your leadership and know where the meeting's going. The truth is, not everybody may want to be in your meeting. I mean, I know everybody wants to be in my meetings. Not really. They want to do other things many times because they have other projects to work on. I'm sure that's true for you. So, how can we help them? Well, we can help them by being clear so that they know what's being discussed, what the key points are, and where we're going. So, in other words, what involvement do they have in the meeting? If they're in the room, there's a reason they're there. Something that can help is to practice stating your main message in one sentence at the beginning of each meeting. Try that. It will pay off with time. Tip three, watch your nonverbal signs. What you say does matter, but how you say it actually might matter more. Posture, eye contact, facial expressions, all these things shape how your message is received. You nonverbals communicate either credibility or confusion. If you're confused, your audience is going to be confused. So try this. Record yourself during a meeting or presentation and evaluate. Did I come across calm, confident, and clear? I have to say this is challenging for me. I've done this to myself. I recorded it. It was not fun watching myself. However, I learned a lot. I mean, a lot. Um, After I got over the, oh my word, did I actually do that? I learned about my posture. At the time, I learned about lack of eye contact I was having with my audience as I was speaking. To be honest, it hurt a bit. Why? Well, because I assumed I was doing great and communicating well, when in reality, it may not have been terrible, but it definitely was not great and it had room to improve. So do this once in a while and see how much you dramatically improve over time once you realize a few things about yourself. Tip four, listen to understand, not just respond. Too many leaders listen with the intent to reply immediately, not to understand. What I mean is those who respond immediately to everything. We do want to respond, but they want to respond to everything. You've been there, or maybe you are that person. Someone's talking and your mouth is literally open, ready to respond. Like will you quit talking so I can respond? So that not only communicates that you're not listening, but also that it's all about you and it's not about them. You're not actually hearing what they want. So flip that. Ask clarifying questions, reflect back what you heard. Think like a coach. So what I'm hearing is, let me make sure that I got that right, are a couple ways to rephrase what you heard. If you work with me, you know this is something I do all the time. Why? Because it forces me to slow down and truly engage. I have a challenge in this area at times, so I have to do that. So an action step. In your next one-on-one, summarize what they said before giving your input. Number five, structure what you say. Great communicators use structure. There's many of them out there. Here's one that I use. You're welcome to use it. It's called context, key point, example, ask, or action. So there's four parts: context, key point, example, ask, or action. So for example, here's something I would possibly say. We're here today to talk about an upcoming conference, and I want to be sure we cover the schedule. I know last year we had some challenges with the schedule that were discussed in the debrief. So my ask today is that by the end of the meeting, we'll all agree that the schedule is nailed down among other things. So if you follow there, you see I hit all four of those. This helps people know your message and act on it. And it helps you ensure that your key point is discussed. So try this. Before your next update, jot down this structure and stick to it. Not only helps you, but allows your audience to track with you easier. Tip 6, cut the fluff. I'm so guilty of this at times. Wow. If you're over explaining, you're probably underconfident or just like to hear yourself talk. I'm not sure that I'm going to admit to either one of those, but they're probably true. Tighten your language, say what you mean, and then stop. My problem is at times I don't want to stop for some reason. I think people need a story to go along with the explanation. Well, they may humor me because I'm their boss, but I know it just wastes their time. So it's an area that I'm working on, and I found that I'm catching myself doing this faster. A leadership insight is concise communication shows clarity and conviction. An action step: edit a recent email or talk, cut down 20% of the words, and see if it still lands or if it even lands better. Try using AI for this one and see if it comes up with a helpful way to consolidate your thoughts. So we've covered 6, and as we transition into the last 4, I do want to mention that each of my videos come with a free downloadable PDF toolkit. This isn't like a one-page sales thing. It's actually a toolkit, multiple pages. I don't remember this one. I think this one's 6, 7 pages long. The link is in the show notes. You will not get spammed, but what you will get is a full access to this episode and all the toolkits that are divided up into the 6 leadership fundamentals for easy access. You get all the toolkits for all the episodes I've ever put out. I hope they're helpful. You can download them and use them as you like. Well, let's keep going. The next 4 tips will push you and me to show up more boldly and purposefully in our communication. Tip 7, practice speaking up. So confidence comes from action, not just mindset. So don't wait to feel ready. Contribute now. If you're holding back in a meeting, like, well, I'm waiting for the right time, now is the time to start contributing. Start small. Ask a question in a meeting, speak up on a call, offer feedback, etc. Start small. This is not asking a question, just ask a question. So we don't want that. However, if you have the agenda or you know the direction the meeting is going to go, think ahead to an action that might come out of the meeting, an action step that might come. Ask yourself, is it clear how we're going to take this action or the steps that are necessary to make this task possible? If there's any guesswork, ask a question that brings clarity to the steps that will lead to action. If you're unsure, I'm guessing it's likely others are unsure as well. So try this. Challenge yourself to speak up and contribute at least once in every meeting. Then reflect on what felt natural and what didn't. Did your question cause other heads to nod in the room? Tips 8, match emotion to message. Now, I don't want to blow this out of proportion, but it is important. If you're excited, show it. If you're serious, lower your tone, slow your tone, whoever it is, however you come across as serious, maybe lower your voice, make it you. You got to be real here, but match your energy to the message. It builds credibility. I will say, be real to who you are, but you also need to amp it up a little bit. In other words, you need to be you, but an excited you. I mean, it's like me doing this video. Hopefully you're listening and you're engaged and I'm engaged. If I were to drop my tone and just be like, so let's talk about the 10 ways to boost your communication today. Most of you are going to tune out. Hopefully you're still hanging in there. But again, I am excited about this, but you got to show who you are. Otherwise, you're just monotone and it doesn't come across. So leadership insight, Emotions make communication stick. Flat delivery is not going to drive action. An action step here is practice reading key message or points aloud. Flat at first, so just practice it flat at first, then with intentional tone changes, notice the difference. Become a better communicator through this. You've heard me say this, and I'm going to keep saying it because it actually works. I've done it, said this in many videos. I do it. Record yourself on your phone. You'll likely be shocked how dry you may be coming across. I mean, not maybe dry, but you're not like, wow, is that really me? If you think people just get up and wing it, some people do, and they make it look easy. But the truth is, if they do that over time, so people get up and they wing it, and it looks easy, well, there's a lot of practice behind that winging it and making it easy. Keep that in mind. They're not winging it. Tip 9, think before you speak. Don't be afraid of silence. Leaders who pause before responding sound thoughtful. And it isn't just a pause, but think about this. Feel free to buy time and use comments when necessary. Don't feel that you have to have an answer right away. Something along the lines of, that's a good question, let me think about it, is real, right? I mean, while our employees may expect you and I to know everything and have every answer, which is wrong, but sometimes that's reality. Even in that context or in that environment, it's normal to buy time. Don't let others pressure you into becoming a reactionary leader. Tip 10, always end with a call to action. Leaders drive results, not just a conversation. Wrap up your message with something along the lines of, so what I'm asking is, the next step is, fill in the blank, make up your own. Maybe what I'd like you to do is, again, what is the clear next step? However you want to end in your voice, I'd encourage you to be consistent. You may become known for an idiom. I know I have been at times. Yes, those idioms actually bring clarity, and in some cases, they can reduce stress. If everyone knows at the end of every meeting, you're going to say, for example, the next step is, and then you fill in the blank. It's not just a statement. You actually do it, and you're going to assign things. It helps people know what's next. But I'm also willing to bet some of your employees will start to end their meetings with the same statement. Decide how you want to impact your team and live it out. So, in summary, we've covered all 10 of the ways to communicate as a leader better. These are not just communication tips, they are leadership tools. When you communicate clearly, confidently, and intentionally, you build trust, clarity, and you actually get better results. So, try this challenge this week. Pick two tips, and use them in real conversations at work, home, wherever, and then ask someone you trust that has seen you talk this way and use these two tools. What's one thing I do well when I communicate, and what's one thing I could do better? That kind of feedback will help sharpen you and strengthen your self awareness and accelerate your growth. Just a reminder, download the toolkit. All of this is in there. It'll help you grow. There's actually a checklist and other things. The link is in the show notes. Final thought, if this video added value to your day, hit like and subscribe. Every bit helps me as I grow this channel for you. And I really would like you to leave a comment. Which one of these help you? What have you practiced? How are you growing to communicate better as a leader? I'm Jonathan Hankin, your change agent coach. Keep questioning, keep growing, and keep leading change.